servers and services. Okay. So I will give you a small overview first of all before we begin of a servers and services, what we are going to learn. So what is the meaning of peer-to-peer? Because your laptops are not centrally controlled. It is a individual laptops, individual systems. So it is a peer-to-peer communication. For example, in your home, you are communicating from your laptop to another laptop. You are sending ping request, or maybe sharing some data. Another laptop directly within the local network. So peer-to-peer network. One-to-one communication. Client and server and client. So server is a centralized one. So you are accessing things from the server. Okay. So what is peer-to-peer? What is server and client? We will discuss. And I said server and client. It means what is a server? It is how many different types of servers. And why we calling it as a server? So how this is becoming a server? All right. So I'm become a trainer. So how can I become a trainer? Because of I learn technologies, I have knowledge. I have a knowledge, other person also having knowledge. Maybe he's working as a network engineer, but I'm a trainer. Because I have that role. My role is as a trainer. That's why I'm a trainer. That's the simplest thing. Okay. So like that it is based on what it is called as a particular server. We are not calling everything as a server, or we are not calling everything as a particular server. So why we are calling this one is a particular server? What is the use of that particular server? Like that. So we will discuss that one. So I'm not explaining anything now. Okay. So sometimes we call something as not a particular server, but based on their operating system, based on their hardware configuration, based on the hardware, how it is look like. So that is we will discuss. What is meant by data centers? What are the data center components? So you have a data center means what are the things inside a data center? What is meant by work group? What is meant by domain? Okay. So what is the difference between this work group and domain? How to check? Are you in domain? Are you in a work group? Okay. What is meant by active directory? You said you are in a domain means that is in an active directory environment. So what is meant by active directory? Okay. Next, what is DHCP server? So what is a DHCP server? What is the use of DHCP server? Okay. What is the advantage of using DHCP server? And where is this DHCP server in our networks? Okay. What is DNS? What is the use of DNS? How can we understand this DNS part? So that is, we'll see. In DNS, I added few things that is currently not required for. In my PPT, I have a storage also there. Okay, if possible, I will explain if you have it. So that is things we have to discuss. Actually, if you are speed up, then we can complete in one day. But I don't want to complete in one day. I will do it in at least 2 days. Guys, I already draw some pictures. So it's, but I have to draw in here in my paintbrush. Okay. It's a kind of work group model. Peer to peer is a kind of work group model. What is a work group model means? Your system not involved in any domain centralized control kind of stuff. And there is no centralized kind of stuff in the peer. Very simple to understand. Peer-to-peer means one-to-one. Peer-to-peer means one-to-one. Simple. You have a mobile phone and your friend is also having a mobile phone. You have some data, you want to share the data to thing like you have some picture or a video is there. In the olden days, we share with the Bluetooth. Still, we can able to share with the Bluetooth, right? Now we are sharing through internet. That is through WhatsApp or any other thing. That is a different kind of stuff. You're uploading picture to WhatsApp and some other person will take it from the WhatsApp, right? Means I sharing through WhatsApp, you're accessing through WhatsApp. Means information go through internet to WhatsApp server to you. It is not peer to peer. Okay, so we are sharing, not sharing, connecting directly. We are connecting through a WhatsApp server. That is not peer to peer. For example, you have a picture or a video in your mobile phone. Only you want to share directly to your friend, not with the WhatsApp or any other thing. So you share with the Bluetooth, for example. That is peer to peer. Peering, when you are connecting your headphones with your mobile phone, peering, pair, okay, pairing. This is here is peering, so that there is pair. We use the word pair, right? So same thing it is from your mobile phone to another mobile you are sharing. That is also peer to peer. You have a laptop or a desktop, and in your office you have a multiple laptops and desktops are there. Okay, you have a data in your system and you are in your system. Guys, this diagram is like a some systems look like a so representation of systems are there and they are connected in the network. It does not mean we are connected in bus topology. Okay, it meaning is we are connected in the network. This represent devices connected in the network. You have a PCs A, B, C, D, E. For example, A PC having a some data. So I didn't show you how to share a data, but I'm showing just B want to access this data through network. So it open sharing kind of stuff. Send a request to APC. I want to access this data. So A is already shared the data, so he can able to access the data. So he is providing, A is providing the data, B is accessing. It's like a server and client only. But in this particular instance, because A is not a centralized server, there is no centralized control kind of stuff. Okay. So only simple B is accessing A's data. Okay. For example, I have a printer which is connected here. I have a printer connected and printer is connected to this EPC. So if anybody want to take a print, they have to come to EPC and take a print because printer is directly connected to EPC. If this printer is shared, means any person can access this printer through network. So for example, CPC, at CPC I have a document. I am taking a print from CPC. The request go to E, from E to printer. Okay. So what is that meaning is E act like a print server in this particular instance of time. But E is not a print server. In this instance, it is a print server. So like that, guys, peer-to-peer means is device-to-device communication without any separate a specific a central controller, a centralization. A kind of workgroup model. So network sharing of information, data, resources between two or more systems without centralization or centralized control. A system act like a server and other act like a client in a particular instance. Okay, so that is a peer-to-peer. We are all basically peer-to-peer system. Like you purchase a laptop, it is peer-to-peer type on. But you have only one laptop, it is not a peer-to-peer. You are accessing something from internet, but you have a 2, 3 devices. You're sharing information within it, but there is no specific server kind of stuff. It's a peer-to-peer model. Okay. So sharing information or a data resources between two or more system without centralization. The next one is server and client. What is server and client? Same diagram, but little things. I have a devices and I have a server. Server is also a computer only. Maybe difference in the server is okay. I have to okay. Sorry. Maybe hardware wise or operating system wise, some differences. It's also a computer. That's it. Which are also having processor, RAM, and a disk. Few differences are there. So, but what important is server means it provides a service. Take an example web server. So I can access a web page from the web server. And this one also can access a web page from a web server. Not in a particular instance. The server is always a server. Not in this particular instance or not in a some separate certain instance. Every time it is as a one single thing it is a web server. The server is always a server. Server provide a service. Web server provide web services. Okay. Web server provide web services. I open a website. I'm getting this site open from the web server. For example, yeah, we open a Udemy. Okay. So I got this information. Okay. So I got this information from this Udemy web server. So I want to learn something. Okay. So I will search and I will pay and all these things. Entire information I am getting from Udemy web server. Okay. From this web server. Complete of UDM www.udemy.com. That is providing that services. Okay. I'm getting an IP address to my laptop from DHCP server. I'm sending and receiving mails, right? So I can able to send and receive a mail. So that is also from mail servers. Mail servers to provide a mail services. Okay. All communications by IP address, but I didn't type IP address. I put as some name, but it should be communicate with IP address. But who is telling the IP address of this www.udemy.com? DNS server. So each and every server has their specific type of services. Okay. Server provide a service, client acts the service. Web server provide a web pages. Web server contains web pages which we can able to access through web services. From client, you open the browser, you can access the web pages from the web server. Okay, guys, that is normally we are saying server provide a service. Means server is providing service, client accessing. So because he is providing, that statement is correct, but little difference is there. Server not give anything to client directly. Client has to ask. Client has to ask server. Then only server can able to provide. I open a website. It means I send a request to the web server. Please provide your web page. Okay. So that is client has to send a request. Nothing is automatic here, guys. You have to open a website, then only can your request go to web server and you will get a web page. You have to send a mail. So first of all, you have to send a request to the web mail server. I'm sending a mail. You want to check what mails you got it, then you have to send a request to the mail server. That is, you're telling that I want to see my mails. Then only you can able to open your mailbox. Okay, so it is always a client. Client has to send a request. Server will respond to that client request. Okay. Server are centralized and stuff. Guys, another point here it is. Client want to access the web pages from web server. So client has to send a request, right? What request he will do it? HTTP request. What is HTTP? Anyone? HTTP? I'm not able to hear.
Hypertext transfer protocol.
Yeah, very good. After very long time, I got some answer.
So my
So
mic
people are
problem
not
is
reading
something.
the. So people are not reading every day. Yes, reading is read, recollect, recollect,
Your voice is breaking,
read
sir.
it, recollect it, read it, recollect it. So then only we can able to remember. It's not just your academic exam, guys. You done today, so you study today, write an exam, complete, forget. That is academic. That is okay with me, no problem. But this is not academy. This is the way you have to go. That's your career path. Okay. Not only in HCL, I'm not telling that is compulsory. If you want to live in HCL, you have to do this. Anywhere you go, so compulsory you are in the field, right? Either it is a software related or networking related or cloud related or anything. These are all very basically. Okay. These are all compulsory. If you better keep doing reading and repetition yourself, not immediately. Just recall yourself. Then you will remember things. Think about it. The topic you learn automatically you'll understand very easily. Okay. So point is
Okay, sir.
hypertext transmission protocol. Very good. Finally, I got answer. What is meant by P? HTTP. What is meant by this P?
Protocol.
Protocol. Very good. Okay. So you send a request to the client server. Server will give you a reply. Okay. How server understand what is your request? How server understand Are you asking a web page? Are you asking a mail? Are you asking just a ping? Just you can able to send a request is a ping request. How server understand what is your request based on your protocol. Your request is ICMP type. You are using ICMP protocol, means it is a ping request. HTTP web page request. SMTP mail related request. Okay. DHCP, you want to get a DHCP IP address from the DHCP server. So that is DHCP protocol. Okay. RDP, remote desktop protocol. SSH, secure socket layer, that is SSH protocol to access the remote access. RDP, remote desktop protocol. So protocols are we are using to understand what is the type of communication it is between the server and client. Okay, so server understand the client request by its protocol. Servers called as a butler server based on the service it is providing. You calling as a server and you have to specific server. Is a DHCP server, DNS server, or a web server, or a storage server, or it can be a remote access server, SSH server, or VPN server, time server, which server it is. So it is based on what service it is providing, we call that one as a butler server. How a server become a butler server? A server become a butler server. Actually, I have to go from the bottom to top kind of stuff, but I didn't then I will take directly what is the server kind of stuff here. You take a machine. It is just a machine. It is. It means it contains CPU, RAM, disk, and all computer components. Okay, and you have a OS. So this OS, again, we'll talk about a OS after I am telling this. So machine. So forget about what OS is inside. Okay, that's we will discuss it. By installing this built-in features, means inside of your system you have a certain features. For example, you want to play a video. Maybe in your system you have a built-in uh, video player is there. It's a built-in feature it is. Web browser, Microsoft Edge. So you don't need to download a Google Chrome, but you can use Microsoft Edge, right? But we like mostly we like this Google Chrome. So that's why we download and install. Firefox is same thing. Okay. So Microsoft Edge is also there by default. It is like a built-in feature. Here it is again, same thing. There is a built-in features or a roles. By installing these roles or built-in features are built-in, not a built-in, some applications or certain kind of packages in the machine. By installing these things, either it is built-in roles or features by installing some applications or by installing certain packages and configuring all these things. What are the things you installed? Either it is a role or a feature or maybe an application or maybe a package. Installing and configuring. So then it can able to provide a service. Then it can able to provide a service. How a server become a butler server? By installing and configuring built-in features or roles or applications or packages. So what are those things? Based on a services. based on services. We can call a server as a services. That is already I told. It's a web server, file server, DHCP server, DNS server. How a machine become a web server? By installing, already I told how a server become a Butler server by installing the built-in features or a roles or an application or a package. For example, if it is a Microsoft Server operating system, it contains a built-in feature called a Internet Information Service. Microsoft Server having a IIS, Internet Information Service. If you install this built-in role in the server in a Microsoft server, it become a web server. Maybe you have some Linux machine, you install a HTTPD package. Okay, you install a HTTPD, Apache HTTPD. It become web server. But maybe you install a Tomcat, it become a web server and application server. Install a Glassfish, it become a web server, come a application server. It is by installing a specific application or a role or a feature or some package, a machine or a server become a Butler server. So it is a web server. How to access a web server? Web pages from a web server using a protocol called HTTP or HTTPS. File server. By installing the file server packages like FTP, VSFTP, SFTP kind of stuff in the server, so we can access the same kind of client protocol. DHCP built-in roles are features are packages, not any specific applications. DNS, same thing, built-in features or some packages are there. So if you take Linux server, Linux-based server named packages is named package. Service name is named. Package name is bind, BIND something is. In Windows server, it's direct feature. It is direct role. Active Directory means it's a domain controller, authentication server. Protocol is Kerberos, port number is 80. WDS. Okay. Active Directory ADDS, WDS, DNS, DHCP are built-in features of Windows servers, guys. Microsoft IIS, Internet Information Service, that is also built-in role or features in a Microsoft server. Okay. WDS is a Windows deployment server. It's in one of the deployment servers in a network. Through network, we can install operating system to multiple device. Okay, we can install a operating system to multiple device at a time through network. Through network, not you don't require any pen drives or a CD-ROM to install OS. So through network also we can install using WDS. Mail servers. I have a machine, Microsoft Windows Server it is. I install Microsoft Exchange application. You can see Exchange application. By installing this Exchange application, it become a mail server. Or if I install Zimbra application, it become a mail server. And mail servers are accessed by different protocol, SMTP, POP3 or IMAP protocol. VPN servers. VPN servers, not a software side also there, hardware like a firewall features, some firewalls, hardware firewalls having built-in feature with a VPN. Okay. Storage servers by configuring NAS configuration or SAN configurations, it is become a storage server. You know, if you install Oracle database application, it is become database server. Or you install a Microsoft SQL server application, it become database server. Or you install MySQL application, it become database. Okay, so these are servers, different servers, and how it become a particular server based on the certain built-in roles or features configuration, or by installing some packages or applications and configuring them as a server. Okay. Best example is people can easily understand. You install a MySQL application in a machine, so it is become database server. Okay. But most of the people have that knowledge compared to other things. Virtualization server. What is this virtualization server? That is I added additionally. All nodes are my nodes only, guys. Don't worry. I didn't copy any nodes from anyone. These are all nodes from last batch to previous batch, like that. Every batch. For your batch, will nodes is become next batch. Virtualization server. These are all like there is a server. It's not a some protocol service kind of stuff. It is a centralized server. In this server, in a virtualization server, we can create and run multiple virtual machines in it. It's a single physical machine, but we can run multiple virtual machines inside. How this machine become a virtualization server? Okay, how this machine become a virtualization server? By installing a hypervisor. These hypervisors are provided by different packages like Microsoft Hyper-V server, Microsoft Hyper-V from VMware, vSphere or ESXi, both are same. Citrix Zen server, Proximox V, Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization. So in a machine directly, so instead of OS, so we install any of these hypervisors, it become virtualization server. So then we can create multiple virtual machines inside. Okay. Guys understand servers and services.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here it is. Another repeated point is also there, but before that one, so these three things. How a server become a server. So how we are calling a server as a server based on what services it is providing to the clients, right? But server is also a machine. Machine means it contains an operating system. What type of operating system is better for a server? Is server operating system only? The silly question, right? What is the best operating system for a server purpose? Server operating system. So we call something as a server with their server operating system also, with their operating system. From Microsoft, different server operating system are there, like a Microsoft Server, Windows Server, NT 2000, 2003, 2002, 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022. So we have these many Windows Server operating systems. Linux based servers. Linux is not a OS, guys. Linux is simply a kernel. So different organizations taken a Linux, build the Linux based operating system, and they distribute it. Red Hat Enterprise Linux, it is worldwide highly used enterprise Linux is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. CentOS is, has also a lot of people use because Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, both are same. Okay, only one or two differences that is built in certain kind of it comes with built-in repositories kind of stuff, but both are Red Hat Enterprise Linux and OSS. Fedora, Debian, SUSE, OpenSUSE, like this. There's so many Linux flavors are there. So these are also become a server operating system. For example, I take a machine, I install a Red Hat Enterprise Linux OS inside, it become a Linux server. In that server, you install certain packages, so then automatically it is a specific server. For example, I install inside HTTPD, it become web server. If I install a what we can say a SFTP, VSFTP or a FTP in the server, then it become a file server. So to install a packages or an applications or a configure built-in features or a roles, there must be a support from OS. For example, I want to install this Microsoft Exchange application. I can't install in a normal desktop OS. I have to install in a Microsoft Server operating system only. Okay, so that is a good thing, right? Like so we can install only in a something few things only in a server environment.
Or can we say like
Yeah.
install it in
Then
Windows Server 2019, 2020?
yeah, Microsoft Exchange application we can install in a Microsoft Windows Server OS only we can install. So without OS, you can't run on applications or a built-in roles, OS built-in roles or features. You can't install any packages. But what is the meaning of this server operating system means? It support server applications to install and run it. And also it is having their own built-in features or roles. Servers. In from Unix, there's a different flavors. Okay, Solaris is generally available for everyone to use Solaris. Some are only for specific hardware or specific type one. Why
Sir,
again?
is
Yeah, tell me.
Linux and Unix are different or same?
Yeah, Linux and Unix are different.
Okay, sir.
But basically shell point wise, both are same. But in architect and availability packages wise, commands, different. Few commands are common, most of the commands are different.
Thank you, sir.
Microsoft, Hyper-V Server, VMware, vSphere, Zen Servers, Proxmox. These are all also an operating system types only, but these are not as our server. They don't. Our servers having a some built-in roles or features are supporting some server applications. But these hypervisors are not having any built-in roles or features kind of stuff. They have only one thing is we can able to create a virtual machines in that servers and we can run a virtual machine. In virtual machine, you can able to install any kind of OS as you like, including server OSs also. Okay. I said now already I am coming from top like a role, features, applications, packages, then OS. Now it is hardware. Okay. Normal hardware, even if you are using i7 processor, 16 GB RAM, or maybe i9 processor, very costly. i9 processor is very costly. Even that you have very costly processor, high core processor with this, it's not our server processors. Server has to run 24/7. Means server should be always on. Server should be always on. Night time my server won't work kind of stuff. It is not like that. 24/7 server has to run. Server based hardware. Intel Xeon processor is one of the processor which is suitable for a server's purpose. Like that, maybe there is so many different servers, but most of the people use this Xeon processors for a server purpose. In a servers also we have a basically three variants: tower servers, rack servers, and plate servers. The tower servers, you are already not seen that one, which is look like your desktop only. The tower servers are look like our desktops. If I open this one, look, there is a problem. What it is? This website keep giving advertisements. See it is. It's a very basic server. It is very basic level server. It is. It's a tower server. See it is 8 GB RAM, 1 terabyte of hard disk. You want more, then you have to add it. This is a front panel. This look like a normal desktop one. Back side, normal desktop look like, but little powerful. That's it. It's a basic model. That's why it is showing. Processor, RAM, hard disk, everything same, but processor is better to take high costly. This is a Dell model, and in Xenon Stellar second generation 10 core processor with a 16 GB RAM. Basic price. This is the cost. Base server. You want to add anything, you can add it. See, you want to add server operating system, see cost. Additional hard disk. So I need multiple pictures like this. It's a beautiful picture. You can see there is a multiple disk slots. SCSI slots are there. Okay. So SCSI are a SAS. SCSI SI. SCSI, small computer system interface. Usually hard disk will comes under, or not our normal hard disk. It is very high speed hard disk. RPM is also very high. And the same hard disk with so serial attached is there. SAS. Serial attached SCSI disk. So this SCSI disk directly inserted into these things. There it is. Okay, built-in RAID. The motherboard having a RAID controller. Okay, SCSI mounts and disk base. All these things are there in a tower server. What is the use of tower server? Server purpose only, not any other things. Okay. Your company, your organization required a 2-3 servers, 2 or 3 servers. Each server for some service, like some application related service, it is provided. So you can go for a tower server, simply buy a tower server, configure it, put it. Next time your boss asks you need another server for another services, and you go buy a tower server and you can connect it and you can configure it for that server purpose. That is a tower server, guys. Every time, just like a desktop, you have to make all connections, power connection, network connection, everything. It occupies more space and more cabling is required. Next is a rack server. It is a rack. It is also a server. One server, sorry, one rack, one server type. Is using a blade, not rack. This is the rack. So it is one complete rack. Okay, this is rack. This is rack. See? one complete rack server. Okay, one complete rack belongs to one server. So it's pulling a rack, or maybe you're pushing a rack or pulling it. So the rack is also same as our tower server. It contains a processor, RAM, motherboard, SSDs, SCSI mounts, network connectivities, okay, storage connectivity. So everything is there for a server. Same for rack servers. Okay. So, but difference is tower servers, you have to put a lot of cabling, lot of space. Rack servers are same powerful as tower servers, but it reduces with a more space. So you want to complete one set of server, you can go for a rack server, and you want to put a multiple servers, rack servers are better options. Next one is blade servers. These are the blades. See, you can see the guys putting and removing. It's a blade only. So one blade, one server again. But in a one rack, multiple blades. You can see it's a completely one rack it is. But you can see multiple blades. Earlier I showed one rack, one server type. But this is one blade, one server. You can put a multiple servers in one rack type, one unit like this. This will to divide a processing means you need a multiple servers and you want to store data and other things separately. Okay, so in that cases, you can go for a blade servers. The only thing is you need a more servers. So you need each server is cost is less as compared to this. Why? Because it contains a processor, RAM, and SSD, not storage. Means not centralized SCSI kind of storage. For that one, you have to maintain separately. Okay. Usually in a high performance, high availability environment, the blade servers are very useful. It occupies very less space, but we have to take more. This is a tower, rack, and blade. This is the difference between them. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So data centers are combination of so many things. You call something as a data center. It can be a one tower server, or it can be a multiple servers. Servers are servers, but there are so many things also there, right? See, a data center is inserting into a data center. Meaning is in this data center, there is a servers and networking. Okay, different servers are there, like rack servers, blade servers, networking components, fiber optical cables, switches, routers. Okay, normal cables also there. So data center means not only a servers, networking components, storage devices, either it is SSDs or normal SATA disks or SCSI storages, SAS storages, iSCSI storages, SAN and NAS type of configuration storages. Okay, these are all. And what is the purpose of these data centers? What it is contain? It contains the data. It contains applications. It contains running applications, like a web applications, example. Okay. So that is the thing. So here in this picture also you can see servers, softwares, storage, network. These are the main points in the data set. Plus, there is a cooling system to make sure you are maintaining the temperature. Data center cannot be put in everywhere. You have to put it in separate a physical space in a specific cooling system, backup, power supplies, cablings, environmental management is also important for a data center. Yes, your organization maintain a data center means there is a people required to monitor the data center, not only administrating, monitoring the data center. You need a monitoring tools to make sure how servers are going on, each server how much load is going on. Okay, I think Sir showed that one op manager. Okay, so usually we'll show.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, the op manager will tell you what are the servers in your infrastructure in your data centers. What is their load? What is their RAM occupation? What is CPU occupation it is? Okay, servers, their application performance, storage devices status. Okay, so you have to monitor the applications running in this data centers, servers, storages, networking components. These are all we have to monitor. Not only that, the physical environment, the cooling system, cabling kind of stuff, connectivities, power supply, backup power supply, environmental. So what is this environment kind of stuff? How much temperature is there currently? How much oxygen levels are there? Carbon dioxide levels, nitrogen levels. So that is, and see how to do it. So we can use different monitoring tools like App Manager, WhatsApp, Gold, Zivix, Nagios, okay, NPM, PRTG kind of monitoring tools also available to monitor. Nagios is available for 60 days trial version. Zavix is a open source tool. It is. Op Manager, I'll be sure that is the demo version. Okay, guys. So this is about your server, peer-to-peer server client, and certain different servers and server-based devices, different hardware server like a blade server, rack servers, and what is meant by data center. I don't know. After break, we will discuss about workgroup, domain, and then Active Directory. Okay. These things we can discuss after break. So take a break, guys. Back at 12:15.